Hello everybody, Danny here, along with PsychicDuck. Say hello to PsychicDuck, everybody. Hello everybody. So, yesterday's show with Gail, I'm like, oh, there's some deep dive stuff that I need to go into. And I will. That 3-eye atlas, yep. Plus I have somebody who's like taking a break. Yay, good for you. She said, please do a deep dive on it. And so we will later. The deck I'm using today, just to tap into a little bit of stuff, is the White Newman deck. And this is a newer deck to me, so I will really be relying on the images of the cards versus a lot of the standard tarot meanings of the Rider-Waite. So I just want to tap into the energies that we're feeling right now. Or not that what we're feeling, because we're all crazy. We're just flipping nuts on this planet. What are the energies filtering in from the astrology, from spirit, from source? What are guides and angels? What are those energies filtering down? And I do this for every reading in the very beginning of my political shows. What's the energy around? When I pulled this deck, I was having a really hard time shuffling. I wonder why. So I was doing a different shuffle, and I said, is this the right deck for me to use? Because it didn't shuffle. And so what did I get? Justice. Okay, I think this is the right deck to use. So we have Kamala Harris stepping back out into the stream of awareness. She was on Rachel Maddow's show. Really, I mean, I liked the energy that she gave. Powerful. It was she holding this sword of justice. The interesting thing with this, if I was just solo reading on Kamala Harris, which we will get to in a minute, that justice sword is upside down. It's not raised. It's like, I got this. And that's what it felt like with me and her when I watched her, is that she just had the sword and she's just going, we got this. Hang on. So she's going to be doing her book tour. Still felt her really kind of, I'm going to say vulnerable or soft in the way that when somebody gets wounded, it's like, ow, oh, I'm not ready to get out there quite yet. She was prepared really, really well. I also see it, I talk a lot about snakes and shedding skin, and when the snake sheds that skin, it's a little vulnerable. And I feel that with Ms. Harris, a little vulnerable. However, do not poke the bear. Rachel said something, asked her a question, and she goes, no, that's not what I said. Okay. So Rachel said the book was really good, really fun. Go get it. Rachel said, I haven't, because I haven't read it. I don't know if I am going to get it. I might, but I might pick it up on Kindle. It still drives me nuts when, and I was listening for this, and I'm not sure if y'all heard, did she say that she lost the election? She used a phrase that was, I don't know, I'd have to go back and listen to it, and I'm not going to. What's the energy for the week ahead? What is the energy for the week ahead? We have the eclipse, the full moon eclipse that we're still feeling. We have the Equinox. I think it's today or tomorrow. I don't know. I live in a bubble. As I'm a little bubble boy. Remember Seinfeld? I think George popped the bubble or something. Jeez. All right. What's the energy? What's the energy? Ooh, okay. So we have the Emperor showing up here. Angry Emperor. I go back to our current Emperor, as he likes to think of himself, and going back to the, see, I haven't even talked about, Kirk that much and all of what I get with that. However, the memorial, Charlie Kirk's wife came out and said, I forgive. My religion, says I need to forgive. How easy that is for her is dependent on how strong her faith is, I would imagine. Pumpkinhead comes out and he goes, no. I don't forgive. I hate my enemies. I'm like, thank you, Emperor. And look at that guy. Look, he's all red-faced. And he's got his hands like this, covering up his makeup. Okay, let's keep going. Knight of Cups. We have some information coming. And it's, so this Knight of Cups, I'm going to drop this down. So we have the Emperor, and it's being covered, challenged, enhanced with this Knight of Cups. And this Knight of Cups, this horse is in the water. It is is in the water, is moving, and is bringing. Is it the knight in shining armor? Is it the false knight? It's bringing something, a new cup, and I keep thinking of the Holy Grail, because the cup is floating. Oh, am I doing reversed? I guess I'm reading reversals. Okay. All right. So here we have the Ten of Wands, speaking of snakes, but it came out reversed. So the burden of what we're going through, either the Emperor or the burden of the truth. Ooh, that was interesting. The burden of the truth. We're letting it go a little bit. That burden is, we've shed the skin. Now we're moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, in the past, as it relates to this, we want to feel that happiness again. That is what we want to see. We want to see dancing in the streets, raising this cup. And so even though it's in the past position, it is still influencing our present and our future, because time streams, when we think linearly, then we get stuck in 3D. But as we heal our past, we also heal our future. For another reading. Okay, at the top of the reading for this energy for the week, Sun card. We get illumination. And in this deck, this woman, what's going on here? It looks like it's a little cartoon figure where they'll have words up here in the imagination. This is what this woman is saying while she's bouncing this ball. And it looks like the ball is a little sun. That looks like a little sun. So what I'm hearing when I dig into the imagery of this card is watch what we say. So, what's her name? Erica Kirk said, I forgive. I want to love my neighbor. I want to love my enemies. So I think she said that. And those words are powerful. And then the emperor kind of shuts her down. And those words are powerful. So I want to see how those words are bouncing around in our collective minds. And then we get the Ace of Wands, new information. And I keep getting new information. Last Monday I got new information. Strength, internal position. We got to stand strong. We have to be strong in our convictions. Stand strong in what information we are allowing ourselves to play with. Are we allowing ourselves to play in a dark hate energy, or are we allowing ourselves to play in the light love energy? Ace of Cups. Whoa, whoa, whoa. External position. The Ace of Cups. New emotional starts. Very powerful reading here. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, the Sun. Yeah, here's something. In the hopes and fears, the sorrow, the sadness, the Five of Cups, letting things go. And here she has a cups, and she's going, you know what? I'm going to let some of this go that's no longer serving me. Just let it go into the ocean. Let it fill, let the ocean take it and heal. That's what I'm hearing. And the final outcome is defending ourselves. And this card looks like it's a little bit of a battle between bald guys and hippies. Oh, good Lord. Which one am I? I ain't the bald one. Psychic Duck, which one are you? I'm the bald one. Okay. The Seven of Wands. So it's defending our words. It's defending how we speak. It goes back to choose our words carefully, what we're saying in the Sun card with this. What are we playing with? What's the words that we're playing with right now? We may need to let some of that emotion go. But this card is pretty clear that we're going to need to defend our new way of thinking, because something big might be coming up. That's what it says. Ooh. And then we get the white Lumen card. Not Lumen, Newman card. Newman! Talking about Seinfeld. So this card is unique to this deck. There's a white and a black Newman. And so in the book it was positive, negative. And when I was thinking about this, positive, negative, the black is not negative. The black is creation. It's the stepping into the unknown of creation. And so it's a little scary. We're a little unsure. Sometimes we think of it as negative. Not. Sometimes these positive words that people are throwing out, they can also be negative. But clearly we have cows jumping over the moon, wishes fulfilled, keep our words intact. Yep. In the Four of Pentacles. This tells me not to be careful what we say. Keep things tight to the chest. It's not the time to get out there and spew. I think what's going to happen is that MAGA is going to start realizing this isn't working for them. And so that's, 15 minutes. This is going to be a short one. I keep saying that. So let's just look at how did And I don't want to, okay, how did MAGA feel about the memorial with one person encouraging love your neighbor, love your enemies, I forgive, and the other one going, hell no. Because that is, coming from a Catholic background, which I don't remember a lot, probably good, Jesus did say love your neighbor, and I think he said love your enemies. You guys will tell me. So, how did MAGA? Is there a shift from that speech, from that ceremony? Did people walk away with more understanding that we are all one and that we all want the same thing and we don't want to be divided anymore? Does that make sense? Is that a good question? It's super important to ask the right questions. I'm going to pause. Okay, this is, I think, what I'm coming up with. When the people who went to that memorial and the people who were watching it on TV, when they had a chance to step away from the big emotion of it, what message did they walk away from? Did they walk away with? What message sunk into their hearts and souls? What was the message? Because when we're in the grief moment, there's very little. You can get the truth to a certain degree, but it feels like your emotions are just running the show, and so you're not really being able to drop in to. We got information with the Knight of Wands and Page of Wands that flew out. So they're getting some new information. But as they sit on their lazy boy chairs, you thought I was going to say something else. When they're sitting around, what seeped into their unconscious with this stuff? There was a lot of angry rhetoric, and there was a lot of, Erica gave at least a calm sentence. I didn't watch, so I don't know. But I'm assuming it couldn't all be. You know what they say about assume, though. Okay, I'm assuming it can't all be hate, but what did the collective who watched that? What are they walking with right now in their hearts, in their souls? Ooh. I got the High Priestess, which I can't show you. I thought this deck was safe. Okay. And then it's being covered by the Star. I can show you the Star. Yay. But I can't show you the High Priestess. Well, maybe if I do that. Look at her face, though. She's like, what? She's like, I don't know if she's giving me side eye or stink eye or something, but it's being covered up by the Star. Let me drop this down. This is really interesting. So the High Priestess is talking about what we get in our intuition, what we create, what is, it's the female version of the Magician. So What is she creating? The Star of Hope. That's what's filtering in. We have the Page of Wands, bringing forth some new information. What are they getting? The Hierophant is in the past, the government. They're still intertwined, it feels like. But there's coming up with some balance, some temperance. And you can see this is the Two of Cups. What's filtering in? Maybe they don't know it yet, but they got the Star of Hope. They have balance. Maybe they're dancing with this Two of Cups with the other side and letting go of the dark side and moving into a lighter side. Looking at things from a different point of view, or they're just hanging out. They go, I don't know. Externally, the world. Completion. And it's the world. The whole world is feeling this shift or something. And so maybe from that, they're seeing us dancing, temperance, the Star of Hope, hopes and fears, the Nine of Wands. This is the stagnation, not being able to move. And in this, interesting. And in this Nine of Wands, it looks like she's holding up the Emperor as a twisted light of some kind. Okay. And then the final outcome is the Lovers. Magician. Seven of Pentacles. Review. Look at things. Shift things around. I think maybe I'm just being, a little too in the higher realm or wishing on good things, but this reading looks really good for moving forward so that we both can somehow blend with temperance. This Lover's card could also be just hanging in with the dear leader cult, but it doesn't feel like it to me. It feels like we have the Star card, we have the Magician, we have the High Priestess influencing all of this messaging. Okay, let's hope, please, 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 please. All right, I want to look at two things before I go, and hopefully I can do it relatively quickly. Kamala Harris, she's starting her book tour. The book comes out today, and what is we read on this on Lori's channel with Sheila, and if I remember correctly, a lot of times I don't remember my readings. If I remember correctly, it was about there was positive and negatives with it. A lot of people first came out, and it seemed like it was going to be received very negatively, but then it was going to be okay. So I just want to tap in again, because it was just all speculation. Now the book is out. How is How is the public? How is the public going to receive Kamala Harris's book? How is Kamala Harris's book going to be received by her supporters? Let's drop this down. We can take a look. Chariot. Chariot. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Interesting. This chariot, it looks like it's moving in waters with, I don't know, swords, shark fins, something. It's in water. It's moving. There's things underneath the water that she needs to be careful of. I could just stop this right here. That makes sense. Nine of Swords. There is a lot of worry about this. Is she going to be safe enough? And maybe this is her. Is she going to be safe enough? Ten of Pentacles. This is my Republican card. This is my family card, though, as well. In the past is Balance, is the Temperance. At the top of the reading is the Page of Cups again. We got that on the last spread, the first spread. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles in the potential near future. This could be her, because she's shifting now. So is she the Queen of Cups? I don't know. Is she the Queen of Pentacles, bringing new abundance, bringing new security? Yes. Is she the Queen of Swords, going back to her prosecutorial role? You know, she's in this shifting moment, and I'm not quite sure what card represents her. Certainly that feels like her, this Queen of Pentacles. She's comfortable in her own skin to a certain degree anyway, right? I mean, in the quiet, she knows who she is, but she's really worried as well. So this feels like this is a Kamala Harris reading. Internally, okay. High Priestess again. There's going to be a little bit of magic with reviewing of what is going on. How did we do this? How did we lose? What? One of the things that I don't think she talked about was in that Rachel Maddow interview was anything that had to do with the manipulation of the votes. That may come up here too in the future. Well, I'll certainly bring it up. Here we go. Eight of Pentacles in the hopes and fears. It's a hard road, a lot of work. She's got her talking stick though. So she's going to be out there talking. Yes, didn't take no psychic. Didn't take no psychic? What are you, a hillbilly, Danny? I was one in another life. And then we have the Five of Pentacles and the final outcome. Loss, sadness. Left out in the cold. Losing money, losing votes. As this book tour continues, I think we're going to see a change in the economic position of the U.S. I mean, we're feeling it now, but nobody's really talking about it. Maybe that's it. Hopefully it's not. This card could be so much. It could be her feeling the sadness of all the people around here going, you should have won, you should have won. Where would our world be now if you would have won? Clarified by the Hermit. Well, yes, she has been. She has been. And the Hermit is somebody who is shining a light on the truth in the darkness, tapped in with the High Priestess. Yeah. Okay. And the final clarifier, wishes fulfilled, the Nine of Cups. Yeah. Okay, so when I look at this, a lot of times with the Page of Cups, there's a fish coming out of the cup. It's unexpected news. There's two fishes coming out of these cups. So wishes fulfilled because there's unexpected news flying out. All right. So the other thing that I want to look at is these new decks. The other thing I want to look at, and this is going to be the last thing, is Stephen Colbert's going to be back tonight. Disney, I'm not, I was trying to read on this. Did Disney just give up, or what? I mean, it was certainly a lot of us saying, oh, hell no, we're canceling Hulu. Their stock prices went down. But both Sinclair and Nexstar have said, we're not airing it. And those are the local affiliates. So for those of you who are in your local affiliates, again, it's the billionaires, and I don't want to label them as the evil guys. I know some of you guys will, but it's if the billionaires would be more compassionate and share their wealth on their own without government interference, that would be awesome. But because they have such influence, they go, no, we're not going to show it. Because they're right-wing people, MAGA-type businesses. So what's going to happen with Sinclair and Nexstar in their position that they are not going to air Jimmy Kimmel? What is... what do we need to know about that? I mean, what do we need to know? Nothing. But what can we know about this? Dang, a lot of cards just flying out. What do we get? Seven of Pentacles, review. Knight of Pentacles, slow moving. Four Swords. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. And then the Four of Cups. So the Four Swords and the Four of Cups is kind of both. The Four of Swords is injury, retreat. The Four of Cups is thinking things over and not looking at an offer being made. And they refuse to look at the offer of peace. And so what's going to happen to their following? What is going to happen to these stations that are not refusing to air this comedian, refusing to go along with free speech? What is going on with them? The Emperor, he's angry. Arr. Six of Pentacles. It's all about money, giving and receiving money. Seven of Swords. They're kind of being held hostage a little bit with this Six of Pentacles, and maybe they're holding Kimmel hostage. Eight of Swords. Yeah, let me drop this down. This is kind of dark. It is dark. Eight of Swords. Not being able to move because of the Emperor. Five of Wands. Verbal battles. And the potential near future is the Two of Swords. Making this blind decision, making this blind choice. It's interesting, she threw that sword up in the air. She's holding on to one. I think they're losing. White Newman, they think they're doing something positive. They're barely hanging on to things, to their subscribers. This is my MAGA card, the Two of Cups. And then you have the King of Cups and the outcome. So I don't see the MAGA base trying to stifle free speech as comedy anyway. I don't feel that as any King of Cups energy. So this is being clarified by full illumination of the sun and the Devil card, the manipulation. I think they're gonna lose some subscribers, but not to the extent like Disney was losing it. They're more of a hidden entity, right? It's like little local stations, but it feels like their messaging with this Two of Swords. They may have the Sword of Truth, and maybe they had two of them that they could wield, and they lost one. But it really feels like they're hanging on to their base a little too tight, and that something is going to open up, and they're going to be able to see truth, or have more of a balance. And I always think if we always get back to what was it that Reagan took out in our newscast? Was it Truth in Reporting or something? And he was the president that took that out, and that's why we got Rush Limbaugh and all these right-wing podcasts like Fox News, faux news, that was able to spin the truth and not really put both sides up. And so we have these news organizations such as Ground News and All Sides that try to do that, but we still have our podcasts, and I just see these banner headlines, and it's just like, stop with the banner headlines. And they will stop if we stop clicking on it. So if I see something that's big bannering and inflammatory, I don't watch it. Pumpkinhead is terrified. I don't think he's terrified. I think he's got dementia and he's living in his own little bubble. Okay, so I want to clear that energy a little bit, and let's just read on what does this eclipse energy mean for our higher selves. We have that 3-eye atlas coming. I can't wait to read on that. I've got some good hits on that. 3-eye atlas. Yeah. But what is this eclipse energy in this equinox energy? I was listening to an astrology goes, we've never seen this alignment ever. So we're stepping into a new world, in a new way of thinking, and it's going to really push what we consider as sane. And I'm all for jumping on the crazy train as long as it's happy crazy. Happy duck crazy. All right. What is this energy? What is this energy of the eclipse? How is this tapping in to our higher consciousness. Knight of Cups, riding in, across the river. Ten of Cups, celebration, happiness. And giving and receiving. So as I look at these three cards, and this is all I'm going to pull, as I look on these three cards, especially this Six of Pentacles, we have new information coming. Is there a knight in shining armor that's coming with this? Well, no, because this is a woman, unless it's some dude with really long hair and man boobs. Did I really say that? Okay, no. So what we think is the knight, it's a knightess. It's a woman on the horse. And then we have the Ten of Cups celebrating what this woman brings forth, what this energy is bringing forth. However, it's just not all gimme, gimme, gimme. There is a giving and receiving about this. So, what are we offering up as well? Here he's offering up some kind of olive branch, it looks like. He's holding the scales of justice, or the scales of balance. So he can't always give. It has to be balanced. So what are we giving? That's all I'm going to say about that. Anything else? Psychic Duck, you got anything to say? Peace and love. Peace and love.